What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So I'm sure most of y'all heard by now it was like trending on Twitter for a while. That some big stuff went down with Activision and Blizzard Entertainment today. Um, in regards to people being laid off, they had their earnings call and stuff, which basically is them boasting how much money they made, but apparently they didn't make enough money, and yeah, so. First up, just to let you guys know, I am not like a business dude. I have no idea. I've never run a business. I've never done anything like that. I'm not, some reporter or anything. This is just a Blizzard fan. I've been a fan for a long time. Seeing the company that I've been a fan of for a long time just sort of evaporating before my eyes a little bit. And this started long before this everything ever did. I think you can just see that this is not the Blizzard that we're used to. And I think the fall began long ago, but I think it's the corporate stuff is now coming to the surface, which I think started probably BlizzCon onwards. I think probably even earlier than that. Um, so basically to lay it all out for you guys, Activision, the big CEO guys in a way, had the big like quarterly earnings thing, and it's like the fourth quarter one, so that's like basically wraps it up for the year. Apparently they made more money than they ever had before in the entire history. Activision and Blizzard gets lumped into that. They've never made that as much money as they have, but they could have made more. So they're going to have to sort of tighten the straps a little bit and see where they can find some extra cash lying around. I think that was kind of the gist of it. They did go on to say like where they want to put their money for this year, how they're going to double down on the major franchises, sort of look to, lessen spending on other things and stuff like that. And clearly staffing was one of them. And basically what came out of this is that it would be eliminating 8% of its staff, I think, worldwide. I think this is what it is. And so this is spread through Activision and Blizzard. So just to say straight up, like, I'm probably not going to focus too much on Activision because that's like, yeah, obviously I'll focus on them, but I don't, they're not a company that I've really followed all that much. It's more Blizzard that I generally look at. Because you've never we've never really seen this on this type of scale before affecting Blizzard. We've never really seen this, not to my knowledge anyway. I'm sure there are people out there who know all this shit and stuff, but just to my knowledge, I don't remember any of this sort of thing happening to them. And it goes to the change that Blizzard has sort of been undergoing as the older, that core that they had, that founding core that Blizzard had that went for years and sort of, that bought WoW up and bought all this stuff up and StarCraft and all their major franchises, how they've steadily basically just either retired or moved on to other things and stuff like that. And I feel like Mike Morhaime was that last sort of last guardian, kind of protecting that innocent core of Blizzard in a way. Not innocent. Blizzard's out there to make money, but that sort of we are a family type atmosphere. And you saw that at BlizzCon this year. Like, we had the most fan backlash at a BlizzCon that I can ever remember. Like, we've had down years of BlizzCons. We've had down years where they probably should not have had one because they just didn't have enough to show. But people still had a good time, and there wasn't too much backlash coming from things that stuff that was happening in games and all the rest of it. This year was a lot different, and the feeling was a lot different and stuff. I know people that were there, they had a blast as usual, and that's it, like everything with cons. But the people that are outside, they sort of they get those partial bits of news, and it all kind of just blows up. I had never seen Blizzard take that much heat for just over BlizzCon before. It was really, really strange for them, and even the way it was sort of done and all the rest of it was interesting. So then we move to this year and we get this. So, and I think the worst thing, and layoffs and everything happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. It doesn't matter what business you're in, what sort of, career you have, or the rest of it, what workplace you work in. Layoffs happen everywhere. Sometimes people, they got to reduce staffing. They realize there's some redundant staff, which is not a nice word to say, but there are staff that, are not needed anymore. So they cut them away. J. Allen Brack does say that they're going to get a good severance package and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not, that's just, I don't know enough of that stuff, especially America-wise, because, me being New Zealand, stuff's a little bit different here when it comes to all this stuff. But, yeah, like, layoffs and all that are very usual. They happen. Just, I think on this scale, we've not seen before. And I think the way it was done. Like, this was rumored for months. This has been rumored for months. And to have it on the day where basically they were boasting how much money they made, and then to come out and say, oh yeah, we're cutting staff now. We're firing 800 people, pretty much. And you hear the stories and stuff coming out. There were Blizzard staff members in like car parks and parking lots, like crying and hugging each other and stuff because they didn't know if they're going to have a job or not. How did these people not know this is going to happen before the announcement? Like, this stuff should have all been done, if you want to keep it tight-lipped like the day before or like something, just so people know. And like, people like going through the day not knowing if they're going to have a job or not. It's just not a good look. It is not a good look. Like, this should have been done a lot better. I mean, firing anyone from a job is always going to be nasty. It's always going to be, it's not going to be a good thing. But the least you can do is try and make it as, I guess, as nice as possible. But yeah, I felt like that was not a great thing to hear these people, the people that are coming out, basically saying like, look, I lost my dream job today. I worked all my life. I've been a Blizzard fan for so many years, and now I've lost my job. So just so you guys know, like the sort of the areas that are getting hit most, Blizzard-wise mainly, are the non-development teams. So that's like publishing, esports, I guess, like support, stuff like that. The more administration side, I think, is what they're aiming at there. So in terms of esports stuff, I imagine that must be like the Heroes of the Storm stuff, maybe some StarCraft stuff. I don't know, because clearly they're all in on Overwatch, so maybe they'll try and streamline that a little more. But yeah, I just think it could have been done a lot better. And we don't know the full story. This is all just sort of coming out. But just when I hear these things with guys, like people just terrified that they may not have a job by the end of the day, it's not the greatest look. Especially from Blizzard, which have always sort of tried to portray this family-like company. Like our fan base, us, this company, we're all a family. We all love the same things. We're a big, friendly community. We all come together and all the rest of it. When you see stuff like that, doesn't really play to that in any way. And then you look at the people that are there still, like the people that are going to be working there now. They're like looking like you treated my workmate like that, my friend, my colleague like that. How am I supposed to look at you now the same way? It just, yeah, it feels bad, man. Like, I hope, like, the big thing is I hope the people that lost their jobs, these talented people, find their ways back ways to a really cool job, a really good job that they love. The ones that lost this dream job of theirs, hopefully they can find their way to something where they can create some new dreams and all that. I know it'll be difficult. And I mean, it's the people, like, I think it's that worry, people that have families and people to support and themselves to support. They got bills, they got all this stuff. To have that worry on you must have been awful, seriously. And then to have it come down on you that way, it's just, yeah. So, I mean, looking forward on Blizzard and Activision and stuff like that. So, I mean, Activision's been all over the news pretty much lately because of the whole Bungie exit. Bungie managed to get out. They bought themselves out, and basically now they are back on their own again. Well, not really. They were by themselves for a little while, I guess, when they left Microsoft. I'm trying to remember that whole moment where Bungie left Microsoft, and then yeah, I'm trying to remember what happened there. But the thing is, like people saying, "Oh, Blizzard should leave Activision. You know, go off on their own now. They're big enough. They can handle it." Blizzard's a little bit different. I think just because they've been together with Activision for so long, I think it's more connected now. It's more like the companies are intertwined, so Blizzard can't really break free. They can't just say, here's some money, we're leaving, we're buying out, we're going. It doesn't work that way, I don't think, with Blizzard. I'm not a business expert, so I don't know for sure. Just from what I've been hearing, what I've been saying, and people that know far better than me, like, I think that's the way it is. So this is not going to change anytime soon. So apparently there are reports that there will be no major releases for Blizzard this year. Which, I mean, I think we're expecting. The only real release I can think of that I'm looking forward to from Blizzard this year was Warcraft 3 Remastered. We saw this at BlizzCon, where they basically had nothing. It was just WoW updates, new heroes for Overwatch, some new heroes for Heroes of the Storm, and now that is being pulled, like the development on that has been basically ground to a halt. So that's not getting the same support as what it used to. It's stuff like that, you know, and it's sad to see. It really is. And I think it's also, you know, the whole not really getting any new games from Blizzard. It's just the type of games they have now. You know, you look at WoW, that's an ever-growing thing. There's expansions and stuff, and the expansions come basically every 2 years or so. And obviously, Battle for Azeroth has not gone down as well as people, I think, they had hoped, and all the rest of it. I know the sub counts have dropped dramatically and everything, so that's interesting. Then you look at Overwatch, which is an ever-growing heroes-based sort of competitive shooter type thing. So I'm not expecting an expansion of Overwatch. It doesn't really work that way. They just add new things in as they go. So that they're never gonna have a major release for that. StarCraft is, you know, wound down. That I don't think they're doing too much for that. So they're just adding little pieces in here and there. Really, the only one was Diablo. And that's not coming this year. The only thing we're getting is a mobile game. And I think we're going to get a lot more of those. I think that's what's going to happen. I think now that corporate sort of side is showing now in Blizzard, now that sort of it's come to the surface, which I think, you know, really started to show last year, I think we're going to start getting a lot more of that. I would not be surprised. Sad to say. Yeah, it's just sad. It's a sad state of affairs. It really is. It's sad to watch that the old Blizzard fade before our eyes in a way. It really is. Like there were 3 companies that I think really just messed up last year, and this kind of just took a dip in popularity and just like respect from the communities and everything. I mean, EA is always on top. EA is always there. They had a debacle of a year last year. I would put Bethesda in there, mainly because of the whole Fallout 76 saga and all the rest of it. And then Blizzard. I think Blizzard really struggled last year. I think it was going to be a big year for them, new expansion and all the rest of it, and I don't think it worked out the way they wanted. And a lot of stuff came out, and the whole BlizzCon thing and stuff, that was a disappointment last year. So, well, we'll see how everything pans out. You know, obviously the next couple of days we'll see, you know, who left, who got, you know, fired, who will leave. You know, sometimes when this stuff happens, big people decide to up and leave. They say this is not the company I like to work for anymore, and they'll head off on their own or go to another job. You know, a lot of these guys get offered jobs a lot of the time, and they'll quite happily move on sometimes. They've got a lot of work to do. I think Blizzard has a lot of work to do to kind of earn that trust back. That trust that Blizzard fans have always given them. Like, there's always been this faith that it's all right. Blizzard will get it right. They will figure it out. You know, they make mistakes, but they generally bring it around. And, you know, they're always that, you know, community, that family company. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's turned into a corporate games company now, unfortunately. They're all about that, you know, I mean, they're all about that bottom dollar. They all want that money because the rest there's no point in doing it. But there's ways to do it. And yeah, I think just with the old guard leaving, all this old guard leaving, and now I think Activision's able to get into Blizzard now a lot easier and really start sucking the money out of them and make it trying to turn them a profit a lot more. Which is sad to see. Sad to see. Just the whole change of it all. So big thing. I hope all the people that, you know, lost their jobs today, I hope they do find something great to move on to. I hope I hope it's on and upwards. I really do. I know it's hurting. I know it's stinging, but hopefully, you know, the games community can come together and, you know, pick up these really talented people and hopefully find a place for them, and, you know, they can continue to you know, have their dream jobs and stuff. And yeah, so hopefully that will happen. You know, hopefully this sort of just awful stuff can hopefully maybe lead to something positive. I don't know. I'm an optimistic sort of dude, so hopefully maybe. But yeah, see what happens. All right, guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If you are new here and you want to take a little chance on my channel, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. We are, you know, a growing channel. We're just ticking away. It's cool to see all the new subs and stuff, guys. Welcome everyone who's new, all the new viewers, all the new stuff. You know, the sub count's been ticking away. I've been very, very happy with it. Thank you very much, guys. Trying my best to get more consistent stuff out. Sorry if I'm not. It's just, yeah, just finding the time. But yeah. Also, this is sort of my year getting back into streaming and stuff. I haven't done it a couple of days, but I am back into streaming. So twitch.tv/theaveragekiwiguy. So if you want to go check me out, head over there. Drop me a follow. Then you'll see when I go live and stuff. I just play whatever I feel like. Blizzard games sometimes, but not lately. Kind of going off the whole WoW thing, and I don't really play Overwatch all that much anymore. But you know, stuff like looking at Anthem at the end of the week and stuff. Things like that. And yeah. Alright, guys. Catch you later. Peace.